And here we are, ladies and gentlemen. We are now venturing back down to Earth, but not before we encounter two very last pieces. And I'm counting these both together, and you'll pretty much see why. So are we ready to home into view and return to Earth, ladies and gentlemen, to creep out of the garden and back into the world of man? I say it's high time, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm sure you guys are ready too. So to conclude what has been still one of the greatest albums ever produced, let's touch down.
The lunatic is on the grass. The lunatic is on the grass, remembering games and daisy chains and laughs. Got to keep the loonies on the path. The lunatic is in the hall. The lunatics are in my hall. The paper holds their folded faces to the floor, and every day the paper boy brings more. And if the dam breaks open many years too soon, and if there is no room upon the hill, and if your head explodes with dark forebodings too, I'll see you on the dark side of the moon. The lunatic is in my head. The lunatic is in my head. You raise the blade, you make the change, you rearrange me till I'm sane. You lock the door, throw away the key. There's someone
in my head, but it's not me.
And if the cloud bursts, thunder in your ear, you shout and no one seems to hear. And if the band you're in starts playing its different tune, I'll see you on the dark side of the moon. Taste all you feel, and all that you love, and all that you hate, all you distrust, you save, and all that you give, and all that you deal, and all that you buy, big borrow or steal, and all you create, and all you destroy, and all that you do, and all that you say, and all that you eat, and everyone you meet, and all that you slight, and everyone you fight, and all that is now, and all that is gone, and all that's to come, and everything under the sun is in June, but the sun is eclipsed by the moon.
There is no dark side in the moon, really. In fact, it's all dark.
That's what I thought. And would you believe it, ladies and gentlemen? We have had it. That was Dark Side of the Moon. I still think, to be honest, it's one of those, it's actually strangely enough, one of those sort of, it's one of those sort of, it's the way it ends is a little bit strange as well, is that, what is it really about it? I mean, when you look back, is that what really was Dark Side of the Moon all about? Was it about just the phases of life? Is it about being happy in the moment? Is it about just overriding everything else? Was it just about enjoying your time here on this earth? Was that really what it was meant to be all about? And also, is it just about the way it ends, is that if we do come to the end of life, then did any of it matter at all? Did it matter if we were happy? Did it matter if we fought anyone? Did it matter that there were people who would just spend their entire lives going crazy and they just decided, you know what, like circa Crazy Diamond, that they just chose their own way in life and they became sort of like ghosts of their former selves? But did any of them matter? Did it matter to the people that we fought, to the people we disagreed with, to the people we loved, to the people we looked after? Did any of this matter at all? Or is it just whatever we chose to make of it? Because that's just how it was. That's how it is, and that's how it all shall be. But to be honest, that's kind of really, I think, what the entire point of the album is that is it just meant to be a slice of life in 42 minutes? I mean, again, take in Breathe in the Air, it's that it's being born and we come into the earth and we just explore and expose ourselves. And then we are in a race in society in something like time, and we just don't really, do we know what we're doing, or does it matter as long as we enjoy ourselves along the ride? But how can we enjoy ourselves if we can't, again, be in the world, i.e. the materialism views of something like money? And then finally, it succumbs to something like Brain Damage, where we just sort of succumb to our ways and everything is just inside our head. And rather, why don't just go to the dark side of the moon and just live there in harmony away? But mind you, with that being said, you could just go all the way to Saturn, circa Stevie Wonder. And then finally, that's it. In Eclipse, it just ends. And boom, the actors, that's the best way to describe Eclipse is, now everything is over. The actors leave the stage. And that's where, to be honest, that's really what this sort of album, to be honest, kind of really all is. It's just slices of life from beginning to end. In many ways, it's kind of like, I know there's like 10 songs in total, but if we were to like combine Brain Damage and Eclipse, so we get to 9, and if we put Speak to Me and Breathe as one, so that'd be 8, and maybe include On the Run with Time, that means we'd get 7, really, to be honest, kind of 7 songs more than anything. And we could even interpret this in some ways as the life and times of Solomon Grundy. Born on a Monday, grew up on a Tuesday, found love on a Wednesday, fought for his country on Thursday, got sick on Friday, took worse on Saturday, and finally died on the Sunday. At least I think that's how the story goes. But even so, that's just, life is sometimes just those series of events. But again, like I said, ladies and gentlemen, is it not better to have enjoyed our time while it lasted, for the good and the bad? I leave all of you, ladies and gentlemen, feeling like a new man once again. Now that the dark side has been quenched, now that we have seen the world in a very, very different sort of light, it is time, as I alluded to again, ladies and gentlemen, that, as the Lord said, let there be light. And he made it so. It is time, once again, ladies and gentlemen, to crawl out of the garden and back into the world of man. Thank you for watching, and I'll look forward to seeing all of you guys again in the next video. Take care and become one with the light.